The man behind the controversial campaign in Torquay to photograph and expose people he claimed were street beggars pretending to be homeless has bought a B&B and opened it to provide temporary accommodation for street sleepers.
Ashley Sims' Fakehomeless campaign received national coverage when it started. It outraged some but was supported by others. He claims it's had a significant impact on street begging in the town and now wants to provide help for those who genuinely need it. He's been talking to our reporter, John Ayres.
People sitting on the streets, sometimes begging, is a sight often seen here in Torquay. Some of the businesses claim it harms their trade. Ashley Sims launched a campaign earlier this year where he photographed people exposing those he claimed were begging and not really homeless. It was welcomed by some, it caused outrage amongst others. Now he's gone one step further, opening up a B&B to get what he calls real homeless people off the streets.
The genuine homeless, most of them don't beg. I've got a bed and breakfast with 27 rooms. There should be nobody street homeless in Torbay anymore. I've got 5, just get the rest in. I've got someone who does all the administration, which is Humanity. There's no reason for anybody in Torbay to be street homeless as of now.
Raycroft became homeless after losing part of his leg in a motorcycle accident. He's one of the 5 people currently staying at Ashley's B&B and is glad he's been given the chance to get off the streets.
I'm not begging for food and that right now. And you feel safe, you feel more secure, you feel safe. You know what I mean? Because out in the streets, there's a lot of things could happen, especially weekends with drunk people and that.
Humanity Torbay is a relatively new charity helping homeless people. They don't support Ashley taking photographs, but they welcome his efforts to get people off the streets now and are working with him to do it.
The most important thing is somebody being safe, not being on the streets for abuse or anything else, and surely somebody should be able to be warm and fed and looked after.
Torbay Council has recently received almost £300,000 from the government to help tackle homelessness in the borough. John Ayres, BBC Spotlight.
Well, Brian Moore is an independent housing and welfare consultant. I asked him what he thought about Mr Sims opening a B&B for homeless people.
Opening up a 27-bedroom establishment is good, but I have concerns that the safety of vulnerable people in a place like that, you need professional support for vulnerable people. It's no good just finding accommodation. If you've been on the street for a few weeks, you've probably got some issues that other people have not got. Your communication skills are not going to be good. You might have some mental health issues that have not been resolved. Would I want someone who I knew was homeless living next door to another person that's homeless with perhaps a prison record? What I'm saying is it's easy to assume that there's a simple solution to this. Homelessness has been with us for generations. Assumptions sometimes are made about what people can expect in this country, and it's never been the case if you make yourself homeless, you get a house. There's so many myths about homelessness, and this is at the very sharp end.
The point made by Humanity, though, in that film is surely the priority is the safety of these people. They are safer in the B&B than they are on the streets, and this is a place where they can then perhaps start to rebuild their lives.
Indeed. All the more reason why they should work with Torbay, and Torbay's money should be put into an overall situation. There should be new solutions, not just the old ones. And the only way to have solutions to this problem, if there's ever a solution, is to widening the net, to actually getting people to help the volunteers, people who have cares, the churches. But there has to be a blueprint, and everybody has to follow the same song sheet. Going off on your own and saying, I'm going to solve homelessness myself, recipe for disaster.
What issues do you think might emerge from this approach? You talked earlier on about people having individual needs, individual problems, and then all under one roof. What issues might emerge from that approach?
An approach like that has to assume that when you're putting people into accommodation which is shared, that you're understanding their individual needs. What happens if somebody breaks the rules? What are the rules? Can you bring in alcohol? Are you going to be able to have alcoholics drink in the house if people have got drink problems? Do you see what I mean? It just flowers from a simple good idea to potential lots of problems.
Torbay Council says it's working on plans to help the homeless in a more thorough way in Torbay. What approach do you think they now need to take?
Be open, not make judgments, not turn anybody's help down, work together, get an umbrella, be open, be honest, and realise you're not going to change the world either.
OK, Brian Moore, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.